Absolutely. And you know, to go back to Mueller for just a second, Jill, is that you have this sort of coordinated campaign, not just against the FBI, and it's extraordinary to hear Republicans who are angry that NFL players are kneeling in response to law enforcement killing, you know, black men, women, and children, and who claim that Black Lives Matter hates the police, actively attacking the FBI and law enforcement, and Bob Mueller, who's a decorated Navy veteran in Vietnam and probably the most respected FBI director in, you know, in U.S. history anyway. Hearing the way that they are attacking him is extraordinary. Let's listen to in May, back when Mueller was first appointed special prosecutor. This is how Republicans talked about him.
He is someone who's widely respected for his professionalism. He's going to conduct a fair and thorough investigation. Of that, I have no doubt.
You couldn't have picked a better man to do the job?
All of us are, that knew Director Mueller, are very happy he's there.
So the Justice Department need to do their jobs independently, objectively, and thoroughly. And I believe the special counsel, which is Robert Mueller now, helps them do that.
And now this is how sort of state media on Fox has been attacking Mueller lately.
Another day, another story that exposes just how corrupt Robert Mueller's team are. Robert Mueller's team is hyper-partisan, anti-Trump, abusively biased, and many unethical.
I've never seen anything as corrupt, politically corrupt, as one special counsel, that of Robert Mueller.
There is a cleansing needed in our FBI and Department of Justice. It needs to be cleansed of individuals who should not just be fired, but who need to be taken out in handcuffs.
First Jill and then Nick. First of all, have you ever, Jill, heard anyone, let alone Republicans, talk this way about federal law enforcement and about someone like Robert Mueller?
Never have I heard anything like it, and it is clear evidence that the closer the trail of evidence gets to the president, the more vociferous the arguments against Mueller are. It has nothing to do with Mueller's integrity, his honesty, his lack of bias, and the prior support that they showed for him. It has to do with the fact that they know now, the Republicans know now, that the trail of evidence may implicate the president. When they thought that it would exonerate the president, they were fine. This is unprecedented in American history, and Americans should be very alarmed at the choice that may be made to fire Mueller. That has to be a red line.
And Nick, are we headed for a constitutional crisis if, in fact, Donald Trump, now that he's got the backing, the full backing of this sort of Politburo of Republicans that are like, whatever Trump wants, whatever he needs, we're here for it, and he's got Fox News whipping up his base to say that Mueller is essentially a criminal, are we headed for a constitutional crisis if Donald Trump fires the guy?
Yeah, we very well could be. I mean, the cleansing really ought to take place at Fox News. I mean, that's where people ought to be fired for trying to undermine our legal and justice system. I mean, it is absolutely outrageous what they're doing. I mean, on one hand, all of the Republicans welcomed Robert Mueller's investigation, welcomed him. He's a lifelong Republican. He was a Republican appointee to the FBI. He was a Republican aide to a former Republican Attorney General. I mean, if anybody ought to be cleansed, it ought to be those very people you just played the clips from that are on Fox News, because their whole goal is to try and undermine our rule of law and our legal system.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the same thing they did to Comey, who's heroic in the eyes of Republicans until he wasn't. And then now, if he's against Trump, he's essentially an enemy of the state. It's remarkable. Nick AKERMAN, Jill Wine-Banks, thank you guys for being here.